Yeah, so I figured out how Toy Field worked. I think that the first game I didn't draft so well. Definitely a little bit of a different meta. Fielding's way, way more important than hitting, big dingers. A couple good ones in there, but nothing actually over the fence. Yeah, I mean, there's the first couple games of baseball that I had played in a little bit. But kudos to Billy, kudos to Huge. Great stuff. Looking forward to future weeks. Get ready. Pigeons are going to fly, I think.
Man, what can I tell you about that first game? Jim, drafting like a total bum. Taking power hitters? What do you mean? You got Jason. Listen. We're getting a little close, okay? Okay? Jason only won because he likes to throw to third. Or I like to throw to third. I'm going to get you, Jason. I'm going to get you.
Okay, I came in third. Congrats to Jason. He beat a guy with a chronic nerve disease at a video game he plays way more than. Okay. And then I slapped Jim. Let's go.
All right, we got the win. Another 5 points coming to the Rats. We're getting some boons, all good things. I kind of walked into this week being like, I could play this with my eyes closed, and I honestly could. I blinked multiple times, eyes were closed. It's kind of like taking candy from a baby, which you might think is a bad thing, but let me tell you, the candy tastes good, and those babies are crying. So who cares? Who needs them?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another week in review. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon. I'm Wonderberry HD, and I am joined by
Papa Dan.
And today we're talking about all things Toy Field Week. We started off with an absolute slobber knocker between Jason and Huge. Jason piloted Luigi as the home team, while Huge was away with Captain Birdo. And this game was full of Toy Field shenanigans.
A lot of shenanigans. First shenanigan, Mario wall jumps to catch a PD freaking almost home run.
Which is crazy, because home runs are basically unheard of in Toy Field. So to rob one feels pretty good and pretty bad, depending on who you're cheering for. And then in the bottom of the third, we had a classic bounce on a button that would normally have not been an out, but because Toy Field's a little wacky, the play was able to be made.
Yeah, and then at the top of the fourth, Waluigi makes a super catch to catch an egg. Huge catch by Waluigi, being able to bring this game home a little bit.
Yeah, the eggs were not really going Huge's favor in this one. Then top of the fifth, there was a bobble to bring the runner home, kind of made up for that Waluigi egg. Going right into the bottom of the fifth, though, we're keeping that pressure on with a ground rule double.
And then in the ninth inning, we saw another ground rule double. Jason winning the game 4-1. Let's go Rats, baby.
Aw, Rats. All right, and then the next starting game was Jim versus Bill. Jim, of course, of the Astro Pigeons. We're entering the Jim era. Jim came down. He's doing back to back weeks, and he's hoping to do some real work for the Pigeons.
Yeah, and the bottom of the first, Goomba got a ground rule double. Huge way to start if you're Jim. And then in the bottom of the second, we saw back-to-back ground rule freaking doubles. A lot of doubles on Toy Field as we're seeing.
Yeah, not to downplay the coach, but he was on top of his game today. Bottom of the third, got another ground rule double. It just kept going and going. The first 3 innings were looking grim as hell for Jim.
Yeah, bottom of the third, we saw Wario make a nice dive catch against the Birdo ball. And then the top of the fourth, Monty ball dash that gets Bowser out at third base.
Yeah, this is where things started to kind of turn around for Jim. Top of the fifth, we were looking at back-to-back King Boo perfects. Unfortunately, they were foul. And then things were a little quiet until we got to the top of the eighth, where a Bowser homer tied up the game 3-3 after Toadette did what Toadette does best, fucking suck.
Yeah, Bill lined up the jump, just missed it, and we ended up having a tie game, like you said. Top of the ninth, we saw a double play run down, some wacky base running from Jim, and we were able to get the out if you're a Gator fan. And then in the bottom of the ninth, DK dead ball into a Toadsworth brings Toad at home. I believe we ended up throwing a first base on that play instead of using laser to get home, and it was hype as hell. Let's go Gators.
The play could have been made, but Jim hasn't played in a while. Gives Bill a very huge win, and Jim a little bit of a devastating loss. All right, then we moved on to the fight for third. We had Huge and Jim going up against each other. Jim was Luigi, Huge was Yoshi, and the home team.
Yeah, and at the bottom of the first, we saw Boshi Egg ground rule double. We said it before, doubles. Eggs. Eggs finally actually helping on this toy field. And then the bottom of the first, again, we saw King Boo. He brought home 2 runs to score.
Yeah, usually lit this one up fast. Then again, bottom of the third, Toadsworth ground rule double. Bottom of the fifth, Boo ground rule double. Bottom of the sixth, Boshi triple. Bottom of the sixth, ground rule double to bring home Boshi. It was all huge from start to finish.
At top of the 8th, we did see a Luigi Star gets 2 runs. And then again, at the bottom of the 8th, Toadette, ground rule double.
Yeah.
Story, toy field.
Too little, too late for Jim. Not able to adjust the toy field. Roaches taking home the 3rd place spot. And Jim in his debut, the biggest YouTuber ever featured on Dinger City, puts up a fat old goose egg for the pigeons. Sucks to suck. And then we move on to the battle for gold. 5 points. A boon. Billy and Jason.
Yeah, this was, I don't know if many users or viewers expected to see these 2 titans go into the final game, and they did. Top of the 3rd, we saw a ground rule double for a match. Then at the bottom of the 3rd, a PD 2-run home run brings 2 runs to make it a 2-5 in Jason's favor. Bottom of the 4th, another DK ground rule double, and then bottom of the 5th, a dead ball. And that it was almost all from over there.
Yeah, Jason, one of the best. That's why he's a captain. He's earned his spot. But, to see someone like Coach Bill put up 9 against Jason's 15, the points are unfortunately whether you win or lose, but I'd say the best performance from Coach Bill this channel's ever seen.
Yeah, and Bill, many hits. I believe actually out-hit Jason. 26, 27 hits for the entire game. Great showing by Bill, and if you're a Gator fan, let's go. And if you're a Rats fan, even bigger because you got 5 points.
Yeah, so let's run down what the points are looking for. So coming in at 4th, we got the Roaches, 8 points. It doesn't suck to be last, a little. But we're only in last by 2 points, and both the Rats and the Pigeons have 10. They're tied for 2nd, so we're only 2 points behind the rest of the pack. And then congrats, Den. The Gators currently holding that 1st place spot with 12 points. What do you got to say?
Where my chomps at, baby? 12 points is huge after these first 4 weeks, and, I cannot wait to see the rest of the season play out.
The Rats unlocking a free duplicate to use in the future of factions. So at any point, they can take a person on their team and go, I would like another one. So a pretty powerful boon. We're going to see when these boons start to get used. Maybe it'll be next week. Maybe it'll be soon. But they're building up. The competition's getting fierce, and shit's about to go down.
And what we also want to see is you guys in our freaking merch.
Oh, yeah,
oh
baby.
My gosh, we have a merch little section in our Discord. So if you buy some of our merch, take a little picture if you feel comfortable, put it out there. And all those merch sales do help us as well, Tyler.
Yeah, shirts, tanks, and stickers, all proceeds. Support your team, whichever team gets the most money spent on them. So you don't think you can go buying 5 stickers and think it's the same as 5 t-shirts. But whichever team gets the most money spent will get a 1st place amount of points, and so on and so forth. So you could help decide in the long run which mascot represents Dinger City forever.
As tight as we are right now, 5 points will absolutely go a long way.
Absolutely.
And what goes a long way is also maybe thinking about becoming a member. The link is down in the description below. It does help us out a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed and liked this video, please do so. We come out with videos almost every single day. My name is Papa Den.
I'm Wonderbear HD, and we will see you next week with story mode teams. Get those eyeballs ready. Dinger City out.